Hello everyone, this is Globku from Magical Noob, and here's the achievement overview for Tomb Raider. There's 50 achievements overall. Here's how we're gonna split them. As I'm showing you the achievements, you can click them, there's annotations. The annotations skip the video to the achievement that you want to see. Started there, doesn't matter, gonna leave that in. Starting with single player general. General achievements because I didn't know what else to call them, so general, sounds good. Then we're going for hunting achievements. Only 3 achievements in that category. Pretty weak category. But, you know, that's what we have. Then we move on to some single-player grinds. Grinding, okay, yeah. Then collectibles. There's some collectibles in this game. A lot of achievements for the collectibles, though, so that's pretty cool. And then we end the single-player achievements with some salvage or XP achievements. Salvage and XP are very correlated, so I figured let's just put them all in the same category. Then we got some multiplayer achievements, starting with some general achievements, because once again I had no idea what to call them, and we got some grinds to finish this achievement overview, because the single player grinds weren't enough, so we got multiplayer grinds as well. But without further ado, let's do this! Right, I'm starting with Chatterbox because this is a missable achievement. I think this is the only missable achievement in the whole game, so you want to know this achievement before you start playing, because otherwise you have to start over, and starting over sucks. You have to unlock all the Endurance crew conversations. The first conversation you can unlock is with Dr. Whitman. When he finds out about the door, you just talk to him, and you keep talking to him. You don't just talk to the guy once. You talk to the guy until he has no more dialogue left. That goes for all the characters that you're gonna talk to in the future. Then Dr. Whitman tells you to go upgrade your axe. First you gotta find some salvage, and then you're supposed to upgrade the axe. Don't do it. After you get the salvage, you go back to Dr. Whitman. He will have more dialogue options for you. Then you can continue the story. The next moment you'll get, it's when you save Roth. He has a bad leg. You go to the wolf cave and you get the medicine. You fix his leg, and then you can talk to the guy. So just talk to him until you're out of dialogue options. Just keep annoying the guy, and eventually he will say something like, "Don't you have anything better to do?" Then shortly after you get the rope arrow thing, you will try to save a pilot. You will be standing on this hill. You will see the blue smoke. If you turn back, Roth is just sitting there. That's another dialogue sequence you gotta unlock. So talk to him until he's bored of you. And then the final dialogues are all at the shipwreck beach. The first time you only have to talk to the 3 guys in the boat. Then you go to the ruined ship and get the gear that Jonah needs. You come back, and there's also Dr. Whitman there now, so you got 4 people to talk to. John is just standing there, all cool in the hill, overlooking the ocean. Sam and Whitman are in the shack. Can I call that a shack? I guess I can, it's my video. And then Reyes is still at the boat trying to fix it. Then you're off to the Endurance, where you try to save Alex, and then you come back, and you got the 4 guys again to talk to. Actually, no, just 3, because Sam is asleep, and you don't talk to people who are asleep unless you're a jerk. Jonah's gonna be standing watch a bit over to the side. Whitman is still at the tent, and Reyes is gonna be really close to them as well. Everyone is kind of in the area. And that's the last moment, and when you get all the dialogues in this section, you should be getting the achievement. If you didn't get the achievement, you might as well start over. Yep, this one sucks. Then while you're at the beach, you go to the far left, if you're facing the sea, and there's gonna be some crabs hanging on there. If you kill one of them, apparently the name is Fifi, and you've killed Fifi the crab. I named the other one Fufu, and I let him live. Save Fufu. He hasn't done anything to you. For Epic Fumble, I recommend you do this during the playthrough, before you finish the story. Whenever you find an enemy with dynamite, just make sure you get the achievement there. I use this point when I'm going to the Endurance. There's 2 guys, as you can see. Now, one of them needs to be shot before the dynamite drops, otherwise he doesn't die, as you see. But the advantage of doing this before the story ends is that you can just reload checkpoint and the enemies will be in the same place, so you can just try over and over until you get the achievement. If you finish the game, it's still possible to get it, but if you can't force the enemy to drop the dynamite and kill 2 guys, you can't just reload checkpoint. You gotta go to another place, and it's just a waste of time, really. So as you can see right here, I shoot one guy a bit to damage him, and then I make the other one drop the dynamite, and both die. If you finish the story, I found this area in Shantytown. One guy spawns there with dynamite sometimes, So you can use them to get the epic fumble, and also the next achievement, boom goes the dynamite. Bundle of dynamite shot out of the air. Now there's a bunch of good places to get this, and you probably will get it by accident, because especially in the part where you're trying to save Grim, and there's just a bunch of dynamite being thrown at you. The shotgun is pretty good for this if you shoot the dynamite when it's pretty close, because it's just got a huge spread and you only need one shot to blow up the dynamite. So yeah, if you can do it during the story, it's probably easier, because dynamite enemies are not so common once you finish the story. And then the last achievement in the general category is Survivor is Born, which is just to complete the game. Complete the game means completing the story, not collectibles and stuff like that. Now let's go for hunting achievements, starting with the big game hunter. Kill and loot 10 large animals. There is deer, boars, and wolves. Right at the starting area, the first area where you learn where to hunt, there's plenty of deer there, so you can start there. And if you want to farm the achievement just in that location, it is possible. Just go somewhere else, and when you come back, there will be more deer waiting for you. You will also be killing a lot of wolves during the course of the game. What you need to know is that this achievement is triggered by looting the animals, not actually killing them. This goes for all the hunting achievements, by the way. Right, so it doesn't matter if you hunt them with a bow, if you kill them with a pistol, it doesn't really matter. You just have to kill them, and then you have to loot them. Same goes for Taste Like Chicken. The first area is also pretty good. It has plenty of rabbits. Though if you want chickens, there's plenty of those in Village Plateau. Look at me sounding all fancy. And finally for Feather Duster, again, the first area is pretty good. It's got some crows, but the beach has got plenty of seagulls. And the problem with the Feather Duster is that sometimes the flying animals will die in really awkward places and you won't be able to reach them to loot. So this one is the one that will give you the most trouble, but still it's not really that hard. Now let's go for grinds! Yay! Get over here, rope pull 5 enemies off ledges. Right after you get the first aid from the helicopter, I mean, you've been badly hurt tons of times in the game, but this time you went to a helicopter and tried to get some first aid. Then you found a lighter in the pilot's pocket. Well, the section right after that has plenty of enemies walking on platforms. That's a very good place to get this achievement. If you didn't get it through the story, come back here later. There's gonna be an enemy or two hanging around, so it's also possible to get it around here somewhere. In Shantytown might be a bit tougher because the enemies might not be like all around in the platforms. Sometimes you might have to run and hide so the enemies climb the platform, so then you can pull them. Again, if you don't do this during the story, it's just gonna be harder at the end. It's still possible if you don't want to start the game over, but it's gonna be harder. That goes double for Deadeye. Deadeye, it's kinda tough to find enemies on zip lines after you've finished the story. And I really have no good places to tell you. I mean, I see one enemy on a zip line every 2 hours or so. For Deadeye, I would really recommend you start over the game, because the time you're gonna be spending looking for enemies on zip lines is much more than the time you will spend by starting over the game. And getting to the section where you try to save Grim. I mean, there's a lot of guys trying to zipline. I think there are 7 total. And the section right after that, there's another 6 or so. And even if you don't get the achievement on those 2 sections, there's another section right after that where there's some kind of floating ship. I don't know what that is. It looks like a ship. Why is it floating? I have no idea. No one builds ships that high. Not that I know of, at least. But there's also plenty of enemies ziplining left and right. So use those 3 moments in the story, and again, if you didn't get it through the story, just start over. It's gonna cost you a lot less time than if you just go search for enemies after you finished it. For former adventure, you need to incapacitate 25 enemies with dodge counter. For this achievement, you need the combat skill called Dodge Counter. You might not want to get Dodge Kill or Dodge Kill Mastery. Instead of just incapacitating the enemies, if you have Dodge Kill, there's a slight chance that you will kill them. That will just make the achievement harder for you. It's still possible to get it, but there's a chance that the enemies are gonna die and not be incapacitated. And that kinda sucks. Especially if you got the Dodge Kill Mastery, because that makes the chance of killing even higher. So you want to stop at Dodge Counter. If you already got dodge kill, I wouldn't start over the game just for this achievement. It's probably not worth it. You can still incapacitate plenty of enemies. And then, since they are already incapacitated, then you can finish it, and that will count to the down and dirty. Now, if you don't have the dodge counter and you just want to get the down and dirty, I don't know why you would do that personally, but if you do want to get the down and dirty without the dodge counter, you can shoot the enemies on the legs. That will incapacitate them, and then you can finish them anyway. These are just the soft grindy achievements though. Let's go for the big numbers now. Starting with Opportunist and Sharpshooter. Kill 25 unaware enemies and perform 50 headshots. These can be mixed with any of the following achievements: Gunslinger, Predator, Equalizer, and Widowmaker. What you have to memorize basically is this. I have to get kills with the pistol, with the bow, with the rifle, and the shotgun. If I do headshots, that also counts towards the Sharpshooter. If I kill them while they're unaware, that counts towards the Opportunist. You heard me right. Killing with weapons also counts towards the Opportunist. You don't actually have to do the stealth kill that you go from behind and press the action button or whatever. And don't forget, after you kill the enemies, always loot, because you need to loot 200 enemies for Picky. These are all totally achievable with one playthrough. But if you don't get it by the end of the story, there's plenty of enemies going around, and killing them while unaware or with headshots or with any weapon, it's not a problem at all. Let's go for collectibles. Collectibles are pretty cool in this game, mainly because of the survivor skill tree. First you get orienting, and by using your instincts, every collectible around you is marked on the map. So you can start finding collectibles pretty soon. I mean, not pretty soon, it depends on how much salvage you got, how many skill points, how much experience, but that's a tool you can use early on. And then when you unlock the master skills, you get cartography. Cartography marks all tomb entrances and map locations on your map. If you grab the maps, they will mark all the collectibles of a certain area on your map. So you don't need a guide. You don't need a YouTube video. All you need is this skill. And then you go complete the tombs, you get the maps, and then you get the collectibles because they are all marked on your map. It's amazing! And there are some achievements for collectibles. You get one achievement once you get 25% of documents, another of relics, another of GPS caches, and then you get another achievement on 75% of all those three. Then you get a final achievement once you get all the documents, relics, and caches. I'm gonna count the tombs as a collectible as well, because they kind of are collectibles, alright? And again, if you get the skill in the survivor tree, you get all the locations instantly. The challenges are a bit more complex though. Each area has a different set of challenges. Might be one, might be two. I don't think there's more than 2 challenges per area though. If you go to your map, on the label, the last thing you see, that's a challenge. That thing with a weird name. Sometimes it's not that weird. Challenges involve usually finding stuff. Alright, finding items, finding eggs, finding mushrooms, finding whatever, or interacting with the environment in a certain way, like destroying lamps or lighting up shrines. There's a lot of challenges, so annotations to all of those on your screen right now. So click to the challenge that you want to see, right? And that will take you to a video there. And to end it with the single player achievements, let's go for salvage or XP achievements. First, Scrounger. Collect 5,000 pieces of salvage. Not a problem. Really not a problem, especially if you're doing collectibles. I got this naturally while I was playing the story. It's really not a big deal. Then, now we're getting serious. Fully mod and completely upgrade any weapon. Now, the weapon mods show when you're collecting salvage, and they show up naturally. You don't have to search for specific locations. It's kind of like getting X amount of salvage gets you a pistol mod, then getting Y amount of salvage gets you a shotgun mod. So as long as you keep collecting salvage, you're gonna keep getting the mods, so don't worry about those. Then you spend the salvage on upgrading the weapon, and once you finish one weapon, you get, now we're getting serious. But you're gonna have to fully mod and completely upgrade all the weapons for the professional. So you might not want to worry too much about one weapon, and just invest in whatever you feel that's better for you at the moment. But I guarantee you, there's gonna be a time where you're just not gonna care about the upgrades, and you're just gonna want to spend the points, because you don't care anymore. The game gets easy for you after you finish it, and you're just collecting stuff for the sake of it. You're not really collecting to make you more powerful or anything. Now, collecting salvage and finding the collectibles and doing the tombs, that all also gives you experience, and experience goes towards skill points. For Clever Girl, you need to purchase all skills in one category. Now, this should be doable during the first playthrough. Like, no problem. Not even searching that hard for collectibles or anything. But for Lethal, you need to purchase all skills in all categories. And, yeah, that's gonna take some, collectible hunting. But again, if you want to do all the collectible achievements, these ones won't be that hard. Let's go for multiplayer! Starting with some general achievements, because I had no idea what to call this category. Starting with Adventurer. Complete a match in all multiplayer modes. There are 4 game modes: Rescue, Team Deathmatch, Cry for Help, and Free for All. You have to complete a match, you don't have to win or anything. You do have to win a ranked match in every multiplayer mode for I'm All That. My advice is just keep trying. Even if you're bad at the game, eventually you'll find a good team that will just boost you. Except for Free for All, because Free for All is really an individual game style. But you never know, you might be lucky, you might come across some people who aren't that good, and if you just keep trying, you're gonna get better at it. There's no way to cheat on this achievement. You really have to win a ranked match. That's it. For Good Samaritan, revive a teammate in a multiplayer match. So you have to be playing Rescue, and you have to be on the survivor side. Those are the only ones who can revive, and only in that game mode. When you see a down player, walk up to him and hit the revive button, depending on the platform that you're playing. For Entrapment, you need to catch a player in a snare trap in multiplayer. Right, snare traps, you see them on the ground. They are kind of loose rope, you just activate them. And if you have a friend, just have your friend step on it and give you the achievement right away. If you don't have a friend, just keep activating the traps until someone falls on it. That's all the advice you're gonna get. Sole Survivor, be the only player on your team that isn't dead or down. Now, I haven't tested it, but it might be possible to create a private match, and since you're the only one in that private match, you're the only survivor. I haven't tried that though. If that doesn't work, go into a random multiplayer mode and just stay on the spawn, because everyone will die eventually, and eventually you will be the only one alive. It's kind of a dick move to make, but if you're struggling for this achievement, just stay on the spawn and you'll be alive 100% of the time, while everyone else dies. For Down Boy, you need to kill a ziplining enemy player. Now here's the thing about ziplining. If they are hit by a bullet, they are gonna fall. So if their health is full, you can't use stuff like a machine gun or a pistol because they are gonna fall. And at best, you're gonna kill them mid-air. You're not gonna kill them while ziplining. So you need a one-shot weapon, or you need them to be low on health when they get on the zipline. My advice, know your maps, and just camp out on a zipline that you think it's going to be used frequently. Usually the ones coming from spawn are pretty good. And again, if you have a friend, all your problems are solved. Your friend can just zipline and you can kill them. That's what you do in video games, you kill your friends. For Monster Blaster, this can be a bitch, or this can be very easy. If you have 2 friends, obviously just have them stand by a barrel and kill them. If you don't have friends willing to die for you, my best recommendation would be play as a Solari in Rescue mode, because in Rescue the survivor team usually hangs together to protect the guy carrying the medical supplies, and if they go by any barrel, any explosive barrel, shoot the barrel and that will kill them. And hopefully you will kill 2 of them. The explosive barrels are always one shot, so if the players are caught in the explosion, they're gonna die for sure. What you want for this achievement is for 2 enemy players to be standing close to an explosive. This can be hard because players like to avoid those explosives. But sometimes, you know, they can be careless, and you just have to pray for that moment. And we've reached the last category, which is multiplayer grinds. And these are probably the last achievements you'll get, because it's multiplayer and it's grindy. It's got my 2 favorite things in the world. First one is pretty easy. Reach level 10 in multiplayer. You level up surprisingly fast in this game. And even to get true commitment, which is to get to level 60, that shouldn't take that long. You just need to keep playing games. Win or lose, you get experience, you level up. For Narcissistic, you only need to purchase a new multiplayer character. That's not that bad. But for Shopaholic, buying every upgrade and every character in multiplayer, that's gonna take a lot of salvage. When the achievement says upgrades, it means the upgrades for the weapons. If you go to the loadouts, each weapon has a certain number of upgrades they can get. You need to unlock all of those. And when the achievement says characters, it means characters. That's obvious, don't ask me that. It's a stupid question. The only real advice I can give you for this is that there's a survival skill that increases the amount of salvage you get from player kills and from getting crates, but I don't know how much help that will be actually, because you're sacrificing a survival perk for that, so you might end up doing worse on your multiplayer session, and I guess that gives you less points. I'll leave it up to you. I mean, I wouldn't go with that skill personally, but if you feel that there's no other good survival skill, no other survival skill that you really like, I guess you could go with that, and that will make this achievement go faster. For Lights Out, kill 10 multiplayer enemies using your melee attack. You can track all the multiplayer achievements on the menu. You go to Feats and Setbacks, and then you get to the menu that says Achievements, and you can track all of these multiplayer achievements there. For Lights Out, you need to kill 10 enemies using your melee attack. I'm pretty sure I didn't kill 10 enemies and it popped anyway. I don't know why, but well, just kill enemies with melee attack when you think it's appropriate. You don't want to look like a douche swinging your axe from a distance, unless you're into that kind of thing. For escapades, you need to survive 10 explosions in multiplayer. Here's how you do it solo. Create a private match. Go to your loadouts. Use the frag grenade as the explosive. As a survival skill, you might want to pick Grenadier, but it's not required. Start the game. Find a wall. Shoot. Run until you find a crate to get more ammo. Find a wall. Shoot. Repeat until you get the achievement. For Artilleryman, kill 20 players in multiplayer using a turret. If you know where the turrets are, can't really hurt you to go for this achievement once in a while. Now, if you stay in a turret for too long, players will know you're there, and the disadvantage of being in a turret is that you're not moving, so players can easily headshot you with a bow from afar. So use the turret with caution, okay? Get in, get out, kill some players, then don't overdo it because you're gonna die. Or if you don't care, you just want the achievement, then just stay there until you die, and then you respawn and run there again and kill enemy players again. I think this one is much faster by just going on random matches than actually having a friend, because you have to wait for your friend to respawn, and he has to respawn 20 times. Not ideal. Again, you can track this on the multiplayer achievements, so if you're ever curious to how close you are to the achievement, just go check it out. And for the last achievement, we got Monkey Around. Multiplayer escape death 3 times by using the rope ascender. Now, I'm not really sure how the rope ascender works. I can't use it as any survivalist characters, but I can use it as a Solari. So if you guys are having trouble with that, choose the Solari guy. Now, I did this achievement with a friend. He shot me in the legs, and when I was about to die, like when your screen turns gray, you jump and you use the rope ascender. Your friend can also see your health, so he can also be careful not to kill you and just damage you enough so you get the achievement. And you repeat that 3 times. But then we decided to try and do this achievement solo, and it is possible. That's how my friend got the achievement. What he did was he got the napalm grenade, he threw the napalm on the ground, he burned himself, and then jumped on the rope ascender. Repeat that 3 times, then he will get the achievement. Solo! No need for friends. No need for friends at all. Just the way I like it. Multiplayer achievements, solo. And that's gonna do it for this achievement overview. If you have any trouble with any of the achievements, please leave a comment. We reply to every single comment on the YouTube channel, and also on the Facebook, and also I don't think we're anywhere else. So just those 2. And if you found this video to be useful and you liked it, please click the like button. And for more videos like this, subscribe to our channel. I've been Globku with Magical Noob. Thank you for watching. Take care, everyone. See you next time.